Look who's finally seeing through the veil. You, the one who feels the pulse of existence beneath the illusion, the one who moves in harmony with the unseen rhythm. They all ask the same question now, don't they? How did you know? And you just smile, that serene, boundless knowing. Because explaining the truth to those still dreaming is like describing the ocean to a drop of water. They call it luck, coincidence, maybe a fortunate guess. But we both know the truth, don't we? You're not predicting, you're remembering. Why you see patterns, others ignore. They call it intuition, you call it remembering. While others stumble through life like sleepwalkers, you've started seeing the hidden threads connecting all things. That déjà vu, the synchronicities, they're not coincidences, they're breadcrumbs, leading you home to your true nature. Let me show you how to follow them. That gut feeling when you meet someone new, the unease that arrives before they reveal their true colors, isn't a fluke. Your mind processes micro-expressions, vocal tones, and body language at speeds conscious thought can't match. This isn't prediction, it's recognition. Synchronicities work the same way. You think of an old friend, then they call. You dream about an event, then it unfolds. These aren't coincidences, but conversations. The universe doesn't shout. It communicates through patterns your conscious mind might dismiss, but your whole being understands. Consider déjà vu. That eerie sense you've lived this moment before doesn't come from some glitch in memory. It's your awareness brushing against the truth. Time isn't linear the way we experience it. Moments resonate across what we perceive as past, present, and future, because they're all connected beneath the surface. This explains why intuition often feels like remembering. Research on consciousness suggests our brains might function more as receivers than generators of thought. When you suddenly know which path to take or which door to walk away from, you're not guessing. You're accessing information that exists beyond your immediate senses. Most ignore these signals because modern life trains us to distrust anything we can't explain logically. But logic operates on delay. It analyzes what's already happened. Intuition works in real time, pulling from sources your rational mind hasn't learned to acknowledge yet. The difference between those who seem lucky and those who don't often comes down to attention. Synchronicities happen constantly. Noticing them is the skill. Someone cuts you off in traffic, forcing you to take a different route where you spot your dream job's now hiring sign. Was that chance? Or did some part of you already sense the opportunity waiting on that street? Early cultures understood this. Indigenous traditions speak of dreams conveying messages. Ancient Greek oracles listened to the rustling of leaves. These weren't superstitions, but systems for interpreting what modern psychology now calls the subconscious. Science confirms our bodies react to events before they occur. Studies measuring skin conductance show physiological responses to emotional stimuli seconds before exposure. Your nervous system doesn't predict. It perceives realities your conscious mind hasn't caught up to yet. This changes how you navigate existence. When you start trusting these nudges, life shifts from a series of random events to a conversation. You begin recognizing when to speak, when to listen, and when to move in directions that defy conventional logic, but align with something deeper. The awakening starts here, not by gaining new abilities, but by removing what blocked them. Your job isn't to develop intuition, but to stop silencing it. Every time you hear that quiet voice saying, turn left here or avoid that person, you strengthen the connection. This explains those moments when you just know things. It's not magic, it's memory. You're recalling truths the universe etched into your being long before your conscious mind began doubting them. The patterns were always there. You're simply learning to see. There's a moment when the chess player puts down the strategy books, when the surfer stops fighting the wave and lets it carry them. That's the shift from calculation to communion, when you stop trying to outthink life and start flowing with it. Modern culture prizes control. We're taught to plan every step, analyze every risk, and force outcomes through willpower. But consider how often the perfect plan falls apart, while those unexpected gut decisions lead exactly where you needed to go. This isn't failure, it's feedback. The universe operates on different rules than your spreadsheet does. Think of two ways to exist in a river. You can be the stone, unyielding, resisting the current, getting weathered by the constant struggle, or you can be the water, moving with the flow, adapting effortlessly. As the research suggests, the more you surrender, the more the universe carries you. This doesn't mean passivity. Water reshapes landscapes. It just doesn't waste energy fighting where the river wants to go. Resistance creates the pain you mistake for life being hard. Ever notice how forcing a relationship or job creates exhaustion, while the right opportunities seem to open doors for you? That's alignment. Your body knows this already. Stress manifests as tension in your shoulders, aches in your gut. Ease feels like breath expanding your ribs, muscles unlocking. These are physical signals of whether you're resisting or receiving. The silent voice doesn't shout over your mental chatter. It speaks through somatic intuition, that visceral knowing in your diaphragm when something's wrong, or the liberating exhale when you've found truth. Research shows this is your nervous system processing thousands of subconscious cues your conscious mind can't access. Ancient traditions called this listening to spirit. Modern science calls it somatic intelligence. Either way, it bypasses overthinking entirely. Most people experience this shift first during crisis, when their usual strategies fail. The exhausted executive who finally quits their toxic job. The heartbroken partner who stops chasing closure. In that surrender, they discover what was there all along, an internal compass that doesn't need maps. As the source notes, you're not lucky, you're aligned. This explains why trying to figure out your purpose or path often backfires. Wisdom emerges when you stop interrogating life and start dialoguing with it, noticing coincidences, trusting hunches, following small sparks of curiosity. The mystic poet Rumi wrote, "What you seek is seeking you." The key wasn't in his words, but in how he framed the search, not as a pursuit, but as a reunion. The transition feels like trading a flashlight for daylight. Instead of straining to see 3 steps ahead, you perceive the entire terrain. Time unfolds differently here. Past teachings surface exactly when needed. Chance encounters bring missing pieces. You'll still take action, but from a place of response rather than force, like a dancer adapting to their partner's movements. Start with the body. Next time you're deciding, pause. Does thinking about option A make your breath shallow? Does option B bring warmth to your chest? Those sensations are data. The more you honor them, the clearer the signals become. This isn't blind trust. It's recognizing you have an entire guidance system modern education never taught you to use. The paradox? You'll make better choices this way, but that stops mattering. What replaces achievement culture is something simpler. Moments when brushing your teeth feels as sacred as closing a deal, because you're no longer waiting for life to begin. You've already arrived. Your body has been running background scans since your first breath. While your conscious mind focuses on conversations and tasks, an entire intelligence network operates beneath the surface. This system processes thousands of microsignals per second. The slight pause before someone answers, the way their pupils contract when they lie, the tension in a room that hasn't yet erupted into conflict. Consider how you instantly recognize a fake smile versus a genuine one. You're not analyzing each facial muscle. Your subconscious compares the expression against a lifetime of stored data. Every interaction you've ever had built this internal library. Betrayals taught your system to spot micro-expressions of deceit. Positive connections programmed it to recognize authentic warmth. This isn't magic. It's pattern recognition honed through experience. Research shows your nervous system reacts to threats before your conscious mind registers them. Your pulse quickens near certain people, your palms sweat in specific environments. These are data points. Your body flags discrepancies between words and energy, between promises and subtle tells. Most dismiss these signals as anxiety or imagination. But what if they're your internal radar detecting mismatches between surface appearances and underlying truths? This network operates on a different timeline than logical thought. While your conscious mind processes events linearly, your subconscious perceives probabilities. That inexplicable urge to leave a party early, only to later hear about a fight that broke out. Your system detected rising tensions in body language and vocal tones before anything escalated. Studies confirm people can accurately predict outcomes based on brief observations, what researchers call thin slice judgments. Your past programs this intelligence. Each time you ignored a gut feeling and regretted it, the system updated its algorithms. Every correct instinct reinforced the network's accuracy. This explains why intuition strengthens with use. It's a learning system. The more you trust it, the clearer its signals become. Energy shifts register here too. You've walked into rooms that felt off, despite nothing visibly wrong. Your system detected subtle cues, forced laughter, strained postures, the way people avoided eye contact. These observations don't reach conscious awareness, but your body responds with tightened shoulders or shallow breathing. These physical reactions aren't random, they're your intelligence network flagging inconsistencies. This system excels where logic fails, rational thought relies on known information, but your subconscious accesses wider data. That job offer that looked perfect on paper but made your stomach knot? Your network processed factors beyond the contract terms. The interviewer's controlling tone, the way current employees avoided each other in the hallway. Most override these signals with shoulds and supposed tos. They distrust what they can't articulate. But consider, your body recognized toxic situations before your mind caught up. It guided you toward opportunities that defied conventional logic but aligned with your growth. This network doesn't just predict, it prepares. The key lies in distinguishing fear from intuition. Fear shouts, intuition whispers. Fear tenses your whole body. Intuition points with quiet precision. One clouds judgment, the other clarifies. With practice, you learn which sensations are warnings and which are wisdom. Your body doesn't just react, it communicates. That flutter in your chest isn't just nerves, it's data. The chill down your spine isn't just a draft, it's information. This network speaks through physical sensations because it remembers what your mind forgets, that every experience leaves traces in your cells. Now, the real question remains, what happens when you stop overriding this system and start collaborating with it? You've walked into tense situations that suddenly eased when you entered the room. Your mere presence shifted the energy, not through force, but alignment. This isn't coincidence. It's your ability to create reality bubbles where potential conflicts transform into opportunities before they fully materialize. Those labeled lucky often operate this way unconsciously. The entrepreneur who pivots last minute into a thriving market. The artist who scraps their planned work for an impulsive creation that goes viral. These aren't random successes. They're examples of realities bending toward alignment. Research describes this as operating on the timeline of truth, where decisions reflect outcomes that haven't occurred yet in conventional time, but are already history in your expanded awareness. Your nervous system picks up signals most miss. That uncomfortable meeting where you changed seats instinctively, avoiding the chair that later collapsed. Your body detected subtle instability others overlooked. The cancelled flight that saved you from an accident. Your subconscious processed travel anxieties and weather patterns your conscious mind hadn't pieced together yet. These aren't predictions, they're reality shifts created by your ability to read the field before manifestation. Consider how master negotiators change entire dynamics by entering a room. Their confidence isn't arrogance, it's alignment with probable outcomes they've already sensed. This mirrors the research finding that awakened individuals access probability streams from multiple timelines, collapsing possibilities into favorable realities. You do this every time you walk away from what looks good on paper but feels wrong. or when you take illogical risks that pay off unexpectedly. Your energy broadcasts intelligence. Studies show humans exchange subtle bioelectric signals during interactions. When you enter a space centered and clear, others unconsciously mirror that state. Tense shoulders relax. Defensive postures soften. This explains why some people naturally de-escalate conflicts. Their aligned presence creates a reality bubble where hostility can't sustain itself. Past experiences program this ability. Each time you navigated danger successfully strengthened your capacity to shape outcomes. Every correct instinct about people deepened your calibration for future encounters. Your system now recognizes approaching storms long before clouds appear, not by predicting weather, but by resonating with the peaceful path through it. This explains divine timing moments, that chance encounter occurring exactly when needed, the perfect idea surfacing during crisis. These aren't accidents. They're evidence of your expanding ability to sync with optimal timelines. Like tuning a radio, the clearer your signal, the more reality reflects back coherence rather than chaos. The ultimate shift comes when you realize you're not avoiding threats, you're transforming them. The cancelled deal becomes space for better opportunities. The failed project reveals hidden strengths. What looks like loss from one perspective is realignment from another. Your awareness doesn't just see the path, it helps create it with every choice, every moment of trust in that quiet inner frequency. Now consider this. What if every challenge coming your way already contains its own solution, waiting for you to recognize it? That's the power of operating within your reality bubble. You stop reacting to circumstances and start collaborating with them. The storm still comes, but you've already built the shelter. That moment when déjà vu strikes or a coincidence stops you cold. That's not chance. It's the universe tapping you on the shoulder, reminding you of the connection you've always had. You don't need special powers to access this. You just need to trust what you already know. Start small today. Follow one hunch, no matter how insignificant it seems. That song stuck in your head? Play it. The sudden urge to call someone? Dial. These aren't random. They're your inner compass realigning with the flow. What if that next little nudge isn't just a thought, but an invitation?